Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Rayla with KittyBit. So, now that Star Ocean's been out for a little over a week now, we've probably all grinded the events about as much as you'd really want to. So, we've got future events coming up, and you probably see a lot of the people on your lists are going from lower ranks like 20 or so to up to around 50, 60. I've seen some as high as 80s and the 90s. So, the reason for that is everyone's getting prepared to go, and when the events come out, the actual events where they add characters, content to the game, you want to have a high stamina cap. That way you can do you can put as much into the events without using too many items. So, I'm going to go over a quick way of how to get your rank up right now without spending a dime. So, you're going to go into the missions. So as you can see here, we are on the third planet. Won't really go over any kind of well, the first planet is just story, so we go into the third planet that actually has combat. As you can see here, we are at the last boss. The one right before the last 3 combat levels. You want to basically spam this fight. So as you can see, if you look in the upper right hand, I'm rank 50 right now. I was rank 22 yesterday. So we've got 107 EXP. This one gives you 236 exploration. It's actually a really easy fight. You want to do it single player. See all the higher ranks. A lot of people are bouncing up like this. It's a really easy fight. I try to go with a Maria. I haven't had really any good draws as far as melee characters outside of Cliff here. So, but I would actually recommend, if you want to make this as fast as possible, even with my setup having casters in it, while they charge up for symbology, it takes a little extra time. If you got melee fighters like Cliff there, just rushed in and took out some people, or if you've actually got preferably Maria Trador or Nell, some sharpshooters, they can actually end these fights like almost instantly. So that's one way you can make it a bit quicker. Because see, the casters, they tend to get stuck on charging. Now, I've got everything on auto because you want this to be as automatic as possible so you don't have to pay much attention to it. But as you can see, it's roughly about a minute to get through this. Would be faster with the ranged characters that aren't symbologists. But you basically go through, just keep doing this one over and over, and we'll do some math once we get out of this. The only thing that's really going to slow you down is you get all these items. You will have to go and sell them. So as you can see here, your rank has gone up 50-51. So you see stamina's been added. We've got a lot of extra stamina. So I'm at 176. So the reason it's at 176 is because I had all that to spare going into this. I had a bunch of extras. So a few things you might worry about while grinding is don't worry about stamina. If you look in the upper left hand, you'll see it's 176 out of 120. You don't have to worry about your stamina getting no excess is going to get wasted. So let's take a look real quick before I go back in. So our next is to get from 51 to 52, 2505. I think it's about 2600. So let's do a little bit of math. Alrighty, so at 120, if we didn't just, considering if you didn't have any extra energy to go, or stamina to go along with, you would be able to run this 8 times at 15 stamina per. That's what this mission costs to run. So you're looking at 8 times. You would actually need 11 runs to get to the next level. So you'd have that extra 3, so 45 stamina to spare. During that time, that's when you'd want to go over to the events menu do some events, do a little grinding there for like, frost coins, crystal coins, gerals, whatever you need. And then once you've got the energy back from that, after that, you can come back here, run it 3 more times, and then you'll be able to go. So see, right now I've got 176, which I can run it almost 12 times, so it's just right. So now, with just a little bit of extra energy, or stamina to spare, I can just run this, 11 more times, and then boom, I'll be 52. After that, though, I'm probably going to have to go ahead and take a little break during the next cycle and go do some events. Now, the best time to do this is right after, like, you wake up for the day. Go ahead and start this, because you're going to have a full bar of stamina, meaning when you get to the level, you're going to have a lot of excess stamina. So unless you just, before you went to bed, you just got a level, then yeah, you might have to wait a little bit then. But yeah, it's every 2 to 3 cycles you'll need to go do some events, but I mean, it's good to actually do that as well. Little diversity to the grind. It's not very fun, but I mean, it doesn't cost you any money to do it. It's pretty much on autopilot. You really just tell it to just go into the mission. You hit single player. There's usually a Maria right around here in the middle, and that's where the buttons for the mission start. So if you usually click right around there, it's right where the start button is, so you can kind of just spam that little area. Even if you're not looking at your phone, you can figure out the zone where all the buttons show up, and you can even do it without looking for the most part. And well, that's pretty much all I've got on this. If you guys have any other better methods, please let me know. Drop them in the comments. This is the best one I've found so far. That's least amount of effort, no money involved, and you can just do it pretty fast. You can probably get a couple levels per hour if you're just tapping the crap out of your phone, even if you're not looking at it. So hope it helped out, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you're new, as far as likes and subs, it's up to you, but around here we always like to ask, please consider adopting or rescuing. ASPCA.org, petfinder.com. You can also Google local animal rescue and adoption. And if you can't bring one home, then due to allergies, living conditions, what have you, you can always donate to the charity of your choice. You can also donate items, clothing, food. There's plenty of ways to give the love to the animals that need it, and there's plenty of animals that do need it. And speaking of love, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.